My New Year's resolution is to challenge my fellow Marines, lend a hand to anyone that needs help, listen more, and work out often.
Prince, it hurts to have to write something like this so soon. When I think of you, I think of how you came from Ghana and fought your way to the top, becoming an accomplished Marine. When I think of you, I think of how confident and fearless you were, and how that inspired me to come out of my shell when I was young. Wherever you were in the world, you always made sure to check on me, Junior, and Alexis. You inspire us all. The way you carried yourself with pride, the amount of time you spent working on your craft as a powerlifter inspired us all. You taught me to never care about others' opinions, and that with hard work, anything could be achieved. You truly were a prince by name, but a king in the flesh. I love you, and I miss you. Love your little brother, Joe.
So it took me a while to construct this video because I never experienced anything like this before. This is like my very first time dealing with a death situation where I lost a close friend. First and foremost, I would like to present my condolence once again to the parents of Prince and know that we are here to help and support you guys all the way through. Prince and I, we were very, very close friends. We met back on deployment of 2019. Ever since then, he became like my right-hand man. Prince was a very respectful guy. He was very outgoing. He was intelligent. One thing for sure is that if I was in a situation where I needed help, I could have relied on him, and I knew that he would be there for me, and he would have found a solution there, right then and there. Although he was a very happy person, he would be so happy that you would never know when he's going through some personal problems because he never shows any emotions. Like, he's very good at masquerading his emotions, his feelings. Prince and I, we used to enjoy riding motorcycle together. Like, we would go on the mountains and ride for hours and come back and talk for hours. He used to also love working out. He was a very health enthusiast. He used to love bodybuilding just like the way I did. Honestly, I am truly devastated that he is no longer with us. But I always remind myself that he's in a better place now and he's watching over us. And everything happens for a reason.
There's never a dull moment with Prince around. We'd always joke and talk trash about each other, and he would say something to you, and as soon as you said something back, he was hot, man. He couldn't take it. It was always fun to make fun of that guy because you knew that he was going to come back the next day and have something cooked up for you as soon as you met him. I had a lot of fun with Prince. I knew him since late middle school, and we were buddies. We played football together, joined the Marine Corps together. He was always a big inspiration to me. We had a lot of fun together, and we trained hard. He was always able to push us more and more to become better and, to become the man we wanted to be before we joined. And I always looked up to him and kept in touch with him while we were in. And he's going to be missed greatly, and everyone lost a great guy.
Sergeant Emmanuel Prince Addomensah. When he was introduced to me by the Marine recruiter that I was going to be taken over for, I could see the drive and the motivation that he had. Not only to be a Marine, but a friend and an influencer. The career counselor from Broad Run High School always talked so highly of him. She would always joke about how such an extrovert he was, and how everyone knew and loved him. She was 100% correct. Once we were able to get him enlisted in the Marine Corps, and he became Poolee Prince, he was one of those Poolees that just became a leader, and all the recruiters could tell that he was going to be a great Marine. We knew he would go to do the great things, and he was doing great things. When we talked, he always talked about what his next challenge would be, and it reminded me so much of myself. They always say that you recruit people like yourself, and I would have to say the drive and the motivation match me very well. But what makes me proud and what makes Prince special is what he had extra. His innate ability to motivate others that took me years in the Marine Corps to learn. Prince was taken from us way too soon, and I would have loved to witness the amount of careers and lives that he would have changed. Just by being a Marine, and of course, Prince. Just in his short time on this earth, I am sure that we are going to be demonstrated today during his memorial, just how much of an impact he has had on so many people's lives. I will leave it with one last thing. Prince, you motivated, encouraged, and invigorated my time on recruiting duty, and I will never forget that. Semper Fidelis, fair winds and following seas, we have the watch, and you stand relieved.
I'm not really good with these things, but I guess some of the memories that I have with Prince. First time he walked in, I was like, who is this ginormous black guy that's intimidating me, and why can't I understand anything that he's saying? But we hit it off right away and stuff like that. I think that was December of 2018 is when I first met him, and since then it was like instantaneous. He was always a blast to take photos of because he had the most like whack facial expressions whenever he was lifting, and we had so much fun getting to work together and work out together. One of the last week I was in Cali, we actually did legs together, and I took a photo with him, and I had like 5 or 6 people comment, and they were like, yo, you should never take a photo next to that guy because he makes you look tiny. So he's I don't think I was ever around him one time when he didn't make me smile. So definitely gonna miss that guy. But all positive memories. So that's a Valhalla, brother.
First of all, I want to send my condolences to the Mensah family, and thank you for asking me to do a small tribute to Prince. My man Prince, I love him to death. I was his teacher, coach, and mentor in high school, and I'm going to miss him. And he's one of my all-time favorite students, and one of my biggest supporters, and I one of his. And so I'm actually wearing our dedicated Men with a Vision Club sweater. This is the Stonebridge version, but Prince was actually one of the original members at Broad Run who helped me start it and was our first president. And so I'll always thank him for that, for believing in me and supporting the program. And, I still have the picture of us together on the front of the Loudoun Times Mirror. One thing I can say about Prince is no matter what situation he was in or where he was always going to be himself. And he never changed who he was. And he would always light up a room. As crazy as he was at times, he'd come in and I won't even try to imitate his voice and how he sounded, but he always had that energy, and he always brightened up people's days, definitely mine. And I'm going to miss him. And so may he rest in peace. And I'll keep this short because this is tough. I never thought I would be here having to do this. But I love him. I love his family. Junior, Mr. Mensah, you guys take care. I'm always here if you need anything. And I will leave with this. Prince lived his life the way he wanted to live his life and was always himself. And so it should be a source of inspiration. It was fun watching him achieve his dreams. And I love all of you, and I love him. And I just hope you enjoy, the rest of your lives. And Prince will live on in all of our hearts. Thank you, and take care.
It started off when we were in high school. He was a grade above me, and we met at football's off-season lifting. He was the class of 2015. I was the class of 2016. Pretty funny guy. He makes us happy, and good conversation too. I also was an approved athlete when he helped me out during track too, mostly, and also in football. And I can't believe he just had to go. But at the same time, I'm still happy that he fought for our country. He fought as a Marine. He helped me as an improved athlete. And you really are funny and a great person. So, Prince, you rest in peace.
I just wanted to say how much I love and I'm really gonna miss Prince. He's been such an inspiration to me, the big brother that I always wanted, and I don't know what I'm gonna do without him. He's been a light in my life for so long, and he's really the reason why I'm in this uniform, because he always encouraged me to be better to do better, and he was just such an amazing person with a big heart, and I'm really, really going to miss him.
Good evening. Just want to pay a tribute to my big little bro out there, Prince. Hey, we go all the way back to, deadlifting days in Japan, all the way to out here in Vista. And I mean, just clowning around and how you always say, hey, bro. I mean, I'll never forget it, man. Like, the words cannot come out that I want to come out, but you will always live in me and in the gym. So, hey, man, I love you. This is my tribute to you. You and your family, you're there in my prayers. And I hand it over to the other big brother over here.
I remember the first time I met you, freaking back in Okinawa, walked up to me and literally this kid was like, is that all you got? I was like, wow, little cocky little son of a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Right? But anyway, he backed up every word that he said. Dude was a strong dude, mentally, physically, always had a smile on his face, never took anything too serious, but he was very lighthearted and always had a smile. The energy that he brought to the gym was contagious, and that's what we try to keep on doing. Anyway, we miss you forever. We'll keep pulling and keep grinding for you, fam. One love.
2021 will be a thing, brother. Dedicated to you.
Watch.
And I first wanted to send my condolences to the Addomensah family, and also a thank you for gracing me the honor to meet your son, but also gaining a brother. On November 15th, my heart shattered to learn that Prince had left us. I still to this day hurt and sometimes question God on why him. Through the pain, I can't help but to hear Prince's loud laughter in my head, and when he would say things that would make everyone around him laugh. And in that moment of pain, I could definitely hear Prince say, "Oh sis, I know you're not crying because crying is for the weak." Prince was such a character and a blessing in so many ways. Every time he was at the gym, you better be on your A game and be ready to live, because if you didn't, Prince was gonna clown you. Prince was the type of person that was so infectious with his laughter and jokes that you could hear him across the gym. He was so hard to miss when he was lifting weights because you could hear the weights banging and you just knew that it was him. Prince was also a great mentor. He was always there for you and wouldn't let you slack. Even outside of the gym, he was always there for you. Prince will forever be loved and missed, but will forever live in our hearts until we meet again. Rest in peace, Prince. Much love to the family, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Ever since I met Prince, he treated me as a brother. I didn't know him too well, just that he goes to the gym and has a flat top. But as time went on, we started getting to know one another more and more. He kept it real since day one. Prince always had a smile on his face, no matter what the situation was at the time. He was loud, funny, ambitious, and wasn't scared of anyone. Every day he would push himself and others to become a better version of themselves. Prince always invited me to work out, so one day I said, "What the heck, let's try it out." And let me tell you, it did not go well for me. I thought he was going to take it easy on me, but he didn't. I'll forever be grateful for the friendship we had. Prince, you will be missed. Till Valhalla, brother.
Hey Prince, so I can't believe you're gone. Like, I just remember every time going into that gym, I would be seeing you smile and laugh, and I'd give you a hug, and then we'd all just go to work. Like, we were more than just a team. We were more than just a fitness team. We were a family, and you know, it was just crazy to see, you know, you always like smiling and laughing, and then to find something like this out, it just hurts my heart. But you know, we're always gonna remember you. You're always gonna be in our hearts. And anytime we're in that gym lifting weights, like, I promise, we're doing it for you. Rest in peace, brother.
Hi, my name's Joe Hillard, and friend of Prince's, teammate, brother. No, he was a really good man. He was a good friend. In the short time that I did know him, he just had this energy about him. He made the team what it was. He was one of the OGs, triple OG. Every time we got together, had our lifts, and even met outside of that, of the gym. We just, he brought a smile that just was contagious. He brought an energy that everybody could get around, and it was awesome, and it was just trying to competition with him at the gym. And even though he was bigger, definitely, he always made you feel like he had to catch up to you. But nah, he was a good, it's kind of hard to say the right words. We would definitely miss Prince and his impact on the team and what it meant having him around. And without him, I know a lot of people are feeling it, and I just wish I had another chance to talk to him and have a lift with him, and just to see what's going on, and I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. But in the short amount of time that I did know him, I feel like I've known him for a while, and that's the best thing about the Marine Corps. And it's awesome. It doesn't matter how long you know somebody. You feel like you know them for life. And I'll definitely take the time that we had together and hold it dear, and continue to remember him throughout all things and everything that which we do. He'll always have a place in our hearts, and until we see him again. So we miss you, Prince.
Hey, Prince was one of a kind. Every time you'd see him, you'd laugh, you'd smile, you'd be there for you if you had something to talk to. Whenever you'd see him in the gym, he'd make you go so much harder than you want to. That's just who he was. He'd be there for you, he'd be there for me, he'd be there for anybody who ever needed anyone to talk to, whether he knew you or he didn't. That's the type of person Prince was. It's hard. I didn't think this would happen. He was a great friend. He's family. He always will be family. Always remember the good times, the fun times. There's not a day that goes by that Prince won't be with me. I love you.
Hi, my name's Luis Perez. Some of you may not know of me. Me and Prince were very close. We were friends. He was part of the family. And you got to excuse my background. I'm actually working right now, and wanted to have the opportunity to express what Prince meant to me, my life, my family. I have to say that, when we met, the first time we met was in a motorcycle shop. And one of the things we had in common was we had a love for motorcycles. And so, him also being a Marine, and I also was a Marine at one point, we interacted well, we got along great, and got to the point where he was actually coming to my house on a weekly basis. We would talk on a daily basis. But the first time we interacted was actually a week after we met, that he called me and told me he crashed his motorcycle. And so I said, well, bring it by, let's take a look at it, and we'll get it fixed up for you. And we hit it off after that. And there's a lot I could tell you stories about us. When we hung out. But we only got a short time on this, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to skip all that and just share some of the intimate times we had. We would talk. He would tell me some things, I would tell him things, and we would share a lot, and I would give him advice. And I learned something from him. Because I had a relationship with my son, and I didn't understand some things because I was, as a father, and my son's the same age as him, and he taught me a lot of things. And I learned a lot from him. You're never too old to learn. And I hope that I did the same for him, because I know I would counsel him as much as I could to a degree where, I wasn't feel like I was being pushy to him. I have to say is that the last 3 days of his life, I got the privilege to spend it with him to his last hours before he left us. That I got to be with him, and we spent time together, hanging out and enjoying each other's company. And he in my house, we're having dinner and stuff like that. It was just amazing. Not to have that anymore, it's a huge loss, because the day that he left us is the same day that my son turned 24. So he went from 23 to 24. So yeah, I was supposed to be happy for that, but at the same time, I also gained a son, but I also lost a son. So I just want to say that anybody out there listening, please, if you need help, you need to talk to someone, reach out to someone. Somebody will be out there for you. God has a will and a way to make things happen. And he brought Prince to my life, and he actually made a big impact, and he was a blessing. Life was too short for him. I believe that he left us too early, but we need to learn from this and take what we learned from his loss to help others. And so I just want to say to Mr. and Mrs. Benson, thank you for raising a wonderful young man. He will not be forgotten. Love you, Prince. Semper Fi.